Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 1 to what if Naruto had all chakra natures. Now, you might be looking at this little editing thingy-mabobber I'm doing, and pretty much in the last what if video I made, it was part 2 to my what if Asta had dark magic, and I did an editing style where I had Sasuke there, so I'm just gonna change out the characters and do this because why not? I mean, I don't really know why I'm doing it or why I think I should be doing it, but I'm gonna do it because I I can. You can't argue with that. So now let's jump right into the what if. So this is going to be a little bit different from what most people have. Like I've seen a ton of different what if Naruto had all 5 chakra natures, and though this is going to be slightly different. Like yeah, he's going to have all of the basic nature transformations, but he's also going to have all of the I don't know if they're actually considered Kekkei Genkai or not, or if they're just combined nature transformations. But Naruto is also going to be able to use all of those by combining fire and wind to make scorch style and doing things like that by combination attacks. Obviously it's going to take some training for him to get to that point of learning those different things, obviously, because it would be very difficult for it's very difficult for people to actually be able to combine things even if they're born with the Kekkei Genkai. So he's gonna have to learn how to do these different things. Now I'm gonna have Kakashi be his trainer when he's younger, because obviously Kakashi would be one of the better people to teach him about nature transformations and different things like that, because Jiraiya is a good teacher, but he never really got into that with Naruto ever at all. He just kind of taught him basic chakra moves instead of using his wind chakra nature element thingy mabobber. So I feel like Kakashi would actually be the one to train him, and I feel like this would happen at about the age of, I'm gonna say he started training with Kakashi at the age of 8. And this is because Hiruzen saw, or was testing Naruto. He noticed that Naruto had 3 different chakra natures that he went through in rapid sync. He went through fire, earth, and water. And obviously this would make Hiruzen want to make Naruto train more, because he would be a powerful asset even if he just had 3. So he has Kakashi go train him to test what he has affinities for. And while they're doing this affinity training / testing with Kakashi, Kakashi goes back and reports to Hiruzen that Naruto has all 5 of the chakra natures, with fire, water, wind, lightning, and earth, every single one of them. So obviously he's rubbing his little beard with this, and he's thinking of what he wants to do about this situation, how he wants Naruto to be trained, because obviously Naruto would be a lot stronger than he was if he had every single chakra transformation. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, every time I say Naruto I want to say Asta just because of that picture. That's gonna be something to get used to, but I'm gonna get used to it eventually. So with that pretty much training being done about getting the chakra natures, being able to use them at all, he trains the next 2 years, and now he's 10 years old. And he has mastered pretty much every chakra nature except for wind, because wind is the hardest to actually master. And Naruto still has his massive amounts of chakra, so that makes it much easier for him to use large scale jutsus. So not only can he use all of those with fire, water, earth, and lightning, he can't actually use that much wind yet, but he also has the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And I'm going to say he has the Shadow Clone Jutsu because, obviously, if he has the Shadow Clone Jutsu, it'd make him a lot stronger, because he has, an insane amount of the chakra, which would make it much more useful to him than to, anybody else who had smaller amounts of chakra. That's kind of why Sasuke never really learned the Shadow Clones, because it wouldn't be as useful to him as it would be for Naruto, because Naruto can make a shitload more than... Holy crap, that's a lot of explaining. Don't like that. So, they continue with that, and now Naruto is 12 years old, and he's graduating from the academy. He passes the exam by using Shadow Clones instead of the I don't remember, the normal clones, and he graduates, and he gets placed on a team with Sasuke, and I'm just going to say Sakura to make it a little bit easier on my making a story aspect out of this. So they continue with the normal things that they would do, like such as introducing themselves. And Kakashi already knows about Naruto, but he still has him introduce himself and so on, because obviously the point of it is not only for him to get to know his students, but for them to get to know each other as well. Because, like, teamwork and like that is, like, the entire point of them being put into a team. So, Sakura would still do the same thing, but she wouldn't just be like really annoyed by Naruto. Like she's pretty indifferent about Naruto because she doesn't see Naruto as like hot or anything like that, but he's not like annoying and constantly pulling pranks like he did prank Kakashi when he was late. He kind of just patiently waited in the corner. He, like Sasuke, also keeps to himself a lot of the time, other than for training with Kakashi, because he kind of adapted his own fighting style, not fighting style, like lifestyle, fighting style, everything like that, to Kakashi's. So here, I'm gonna post or put a picture up right now of what I think his clothes would look like, and he pretty much has like the same personality as Kakashi does as well. So Naruto would wear something similar to this, except I couldn't get a picture that would like make the orange part, like it pretty much is what his after the time skip clothing was, except the orange part would be white. Because I feel like Kakashi would tell him that you are a Uzumaki, or Naruto knows he's an Uzumaki, but he would like know more about them, and he would like embrace that, because like in the original he doesn't really know that Uzumaki are like one of like the oldest, strongest clans in the Leaf Village, but I feel like Kakashi would tell him that, and he would embrace that, and he'd have that Uzumaki symbol on his back, pretty much. So, by the time that Naruto actually graduates, he gains a lot more power, obviously, than what he did in the original. Because, obviously, if you have a ton of chakra natures and a decent amount of mastery over all of them, except for Wind still, because he didn't really train much with Wind, because Kakashi doesn't really know how to train him in Wind, and there's no, like, Kakashi didn't see a point to it just yet, even though it is the strongest offensive chakra nature just in general. So I feel like Kakashi wouldn't actually be able to teach him Wind style. I feel like that'd have to be like Asuma or something like that. So now let's get back to the introductions. So Sakura still does her whole obsessive over Sasuke, and Sasuke is pretty to himself still, and he's pretty much to himself, and the whole Uchiha massacre still happens, so he still wants to kill Itachi. Naruto's is the only one that's really any different, because, well, yeah, he does still definitely want to become the Hokage, even more so now than before, because I'm gonna say that Kakashi told Naruto who his father was at around the age of 11, so Naruto knows who Minato is and who his mom is, or who Kushina is, and knows that Minato was actually the Hokage, so this would give him more incentive to actually get stronger and become the Hokage. He doesn't state outright that he wants to surpass his father as the Hokage, but he pretty much just says, he looks at Kakashi and he says, I want to become the Hokage that's even stronger than the strongest. And Kakashi would know what this meant. Kakashi would know that Naruto pretty much just said he wants to become stronger than what his father was. Even though it's a little bit difficult to get to that point, Kakashi believes that if anybody could do it, it is this prodigy with all 5 chakra natures that he's teaching. So, by the time that Naruto is graduated, he has an entire list of jutsu that he can actually do. He can do pretty much all the fire jutsu that Sasuke can, with the fireball and great fire. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I can't right now. But he can pretty much use all of those. He can use water dragons, water wall, earth wall. He can do all kinds of different stuff. And he can't use any of his like wind style, but I'm gonna say that Kakashi didn't ever. Obviously, Kakashi wouldn't teach him the Chidori because that's kind of like Kakashi knows all the weaknesses of that because it's his own jutsu. So he wouldn't actually end up teaching him that, and he would explain to Naruto because Naruto would obviously ask. He's like, "Hey, you should teach me that really cool jutsu you have," and Kakashi would explain to him that I'll teach it to you maybe at a later date if you learn some kind of way to pretty much like not have that straightforward vision that, or like the, what's the word, the pretty much like forward vision that you'd have, because otherwise you're gonna get like attacked from the side. So that would be like maybe Sage mode or something like that. After that, the Naruto could use that, but I'm not sure if he could. So now it's the pretty much beginning of the bell test, and they show up in the field. Kakashi shows up and he explains what this is, but Naruto's already heard of the bell test because he's literally seen Kakashi do this with other students because he's pretty much like been spying on him. So Naruto knows exactly what's going on. And Kakashi doesn't know that Naruto knows exactly what they're supposed to do, so he begins the bell test with not really thinking about the fact that Naruto might have inside knowledge of what's happening. So that's where I'm going to leave this part off. I'll cover through the bell test and probably most or all of the Land of Waves arc in the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the next part. See you later. Bye.